It's Bible story time. Today's Bible story is found in Matthew 14. Jesus had just finished teaching a large group of people and wanted to go be alone for a while and pray. So he sent the disciples out in a boat to cross the sea. The disciples had been out on the sea all night, when all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, a huge storm came. The disciples got super afraid. I don't blame them. Storms can be really scary. They all thought they were going to die. Then, just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, they looked up and saw the shape of a person coming toward them, walking on the water. The disciples didn't know what was going on. They thought it was a ghost. They all began to freak out. First, there was a big storm, and now there's a ghost coming after them. Well, it definitely was not a ghost. Do you know who it was? That's right, it was Jesus. He was walking on the water and coming out to be with them in the storm. Suddenly, Peter yelled out to Jesus, "Lord, if it is really you, let me come out and walk on the water to you." Jesus said, "Come on." So Peter did something that most of us would think was crazy. He stepped out of the boat in the middle of the storm and began to walk on the water toward Jesus. Can you imagine walking on water in the middle of a storm? That had to be an incredible experience. Peter kept walking on the water toward Jesus, focusing on his Lord just a few feet away. But then, suddenly, Peter did something that really messed him up. He began to look around at all the waves, the storm, and the rain. He began to get scared. Suddenly, after Peter took his eyes off of Jesus and started focusing on the storm, he began to sink. Peter thought he was going to drown. He cried out to Jesus to save him. Jesus reached out his hand to Peter and pulled him out of the water, setting him into the boat. Peter was saved. Jesus looked at Peter and said, "You have such little faith. Why did you doubt?" Peter felt sad and embarrassed because he had stopped focusing on Jesus and instead started focusing on the storm around him. Today, you are learning that in order to succeed in God's game plan, you must trust Him, focus on Him, and not lean on your own understanding. Pay attention. This could be a lesson that changes your life. Well, I hope you enjoyed our Bible story. See you around.